welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to introduce you to the world of shadow work. So I started practicing my spirituality like I would say probably a year ago now, and I honestly can't tell you how much my mental health turned 360, and like I really enjoy things now. I'm not negative anymore like I used to be. I don't complain too much. I always been quite spiritual, I think, and my stepmom is practicing tarot and things like that, so she actually works with tarot and people come into her to see the future and get some help and stuff like that. So I kind of grew up anyway to be quite spiritual, but I feel like I was pushing my spiritual side away and down, because I kind of feel like when you're around people who are not into things like that, then you're not really practicing it. And I feel like I was trying to just do normal things, and basically I just haven't really practiced any spiritual stuff. I always had crystals, and I got crystals from my stepmom all the time. I have like some paranormal like stories as well what happened to me when I was younger. So if you're interested on that, to hear those stories, then let me know down in the comments, and I can tell you my like spooky stories, what actually happened. I do really believe in spirits and reincarnation and stuff like that. It's just nice to believe that you're not just gone after you died. So anyway, so yeah, so I haven't really practiced it for years, and my crystals were just collecting dust in my house. And basically in lockdown, or actually before lockdown, was very, very negative. I was very burnt out. Everything was hurting. I hated every single thing. Honestly, like I work in a fitness industry. I hated fitness. I wasn't really exercising anymore because obviously a previous job I had, they kind of destroyed my mental health, destroyed my connection with fitness and all that kind of stuff. So when lockdown happened, I was really, really happy that it actually happened, and I kind of looked at it as like a free time for me to heal. I had an injury when I started, and I started scrolling through TikTok because I was bored as hell. So the first like part of the lockdown, I was really going quite bad with food, and I was just eating a lot. I was just not moving. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't even going outside or anything. I was literally like in the house watching a lot of YouTube. Actually focused a lot on my YouTube channel and doing a lot of like background work and sorting out like a lot of things on my YouTube channel. That's when I got monetized and all that kind of stuff. Was really focused on YouTube. And so when I was looking at TikTok, there was some spiritual videos coming up on my For You page, and it's obviously if you look at one thing, then it starts recommending you more and more and more. And so that's what happened. And then I started seeing spiritual TikTok, witch talk, crystal talk, and like all sorts of things, and manifestation and shadow work, and every single thing was just connected to spirituality. And I kind of thought that it's like a sign. So like they were talking about meditation a lot and chakras and all that kind of stuff. So I started meditating every single day. Sometimes I meditated twice a day, and the first probably like month. We started sorting our diet out as well. So like we in the end of the lockdown, we really, really got sick of being like just putting on weight and putting on weight and putting on weight. So we started food prepping, and that really, really helped, I think, because I started eating better food. And so then I didn't really have too much time to meditate, and so then I just meditated once a day probably, but I still made sure that I do. And basically like the first part, when I first started meditating, Mark literally told me after 2 weeks that he doesn't know what the hell happened to me, but I literally turned around and my energy was different. There was so much love in our house. That was literally because I then started buying lots of crystals. I started cleansing my crystals, charging my crystals, meditating with my crystals, having a bath with my crystals, and sleeping with my crystals, carrying them around with me and all that kind of stuff. And now obviously I have like crystal jewelry, and I've got rings and earrings and whatever. So like I still obviously very connected to crystals. And So my mood and Mark as well could feel the difference in our house, because I put crystals in places where they should be by feng shui. And obviously, like for example, rose quartz, which is connected to self-love and love in general. I put it in our bathroom. I used to have a bath with rose quartz. I have a clear quartz and a smoky quartz I put in a bath with me as well, which is obviously like smoky quartz that gets rid of all the negative stuff, and rose quartz is for self-love and universal love and stuff like that. And then you got clear quartz, which is like just makes everything more stronger. And we have like protection stones in front of our door and stuff like that, so it's just like a nice feeling in our house. And so as I started getting more and more into the spirituality, obviously then I discovered other things, and I started looking at everything a little bit more positive. I started not seeing the negative in everything. I started seeing how many toxic people I had around me. And they normally say that what the people around you actually a mirror of who you are. And I started realizing that I'm not saying I had a depression and I had an anxiety because of the people around me, because I'm not blaming anyone for my own problems and my own things. But I really feel like when you're in a depressed state, when you're in an anxious state, you are attracting people who are negative. And it's gonna sound horrible, but I cut out people. I stopped talking to people. I just started being with myself, because I just felt like I really needed to heal. I felt like I just kind of became a different person. There is this little, I don't know if you see it on the side of the lens, there is this little, I don't know what you call them. They're not bees, but they just like hover in like places, and just keep coming back to the camera. Anyway, so I started like not wanting to be with people, so I was spending a lot of time by myself. I started going out for walks a lot. I spent a lot of times in nature. Then I started learning about grounding, how important it is to be grounded, and why I do have anxiety, and why I have pain, like natural body pain, like lower back pain, why I have a problem around my midsection, why I started to put on weight around my midsection. And a lot of people don't know this, but like we actually store trauma in our sacral chakra, which is obviously just where your navel is. And like I started having a lot of problems there, and everything to do with your sacral chakra I stopped doing, like without thinking, without realizing. So I stopped dancing. I wasn't really that creative anymore. And this all connected: sexuality, movement, creativity, motivation, everything is connected to the sacral chakra. And I was really, really out of balance. I was very out of balance of my root chakra, which is connected to grounding and basics and feeling confident. And then I started obviously making an effort to balance out all those chakras and ground myself and go out to nature and actually enjoy what nature gives you, and stuff we're supposed to do as humans. We're not supposed to sit in a house. We're not supposed to be on our phones all the time. It's just not healthy for us, not healthy for our mental health and for our spirit. So I started enjoying life. I started enjoying the weather. I started enjoying rain, like the sun, everything. And honestly, the change, I can't even tell you how massive it is. And I'm literally talking about it for such a long time, and I haven't even gone to the shadow work. So then basically I started doing breath work. If you're not really sure what breath work is as well, it's basically a type of meditation, I could say, that you can find it on the internet. So if you type into Google about breath work, there is some of the breath works you can do to the music, and you just breathe in and breathe out to different rhythms, different tempo. It's very, very good for you, very good for your body, very good for your health, very good for your lungs, very good for your energy. It just energizes your body. And if you think about, if you don't believe in spirituality, but if you just believe in how your body works, because obviously your body needs oxygen to be able to function, your muscles need oxygen, your brain needs oxygen, we breathe in oxygen, but we don't actually breathe in all the way ever. So basically breath works is just training your lungs It energizes your body because you're obviously getting a lot of energy, a lot of oxygen into your body. It's really, really good for you, and it's very relaxing, in my opinion, as well. Some people use breath work to, it's kind of like if you do it quite intense, that you can actually get high from it. Because obviously it's like there's a lot of oxygen to your brain, so some people actually pass out if they do it too much and too fast and stuff like that. But it's actually a safe thing to do, so it's not any, I'm not doing it, I'm not getting high from it or anything, but it's really, really like nice. I got a couple of videos I have on my YouTube playlist, which I do almost every day, and they really, really helped me. And then starting doing breath work, and they're doing some like constructions over there, so if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry, but it's just live. So anyway, so then I started discovering shadow work. So shadow work is actually, if I'm not talking about it in a spiritual way, shadow work is kind of like therapy. So everybody have a shadow side, so everything negative, everything, you know, that like little voice in your head, the voice always tells you that you can't do it, you're not going to be good at it, you just want to sit on the sofa all day, you don't want to do anything, you're not good enough, you're fat, you're ugly, all that kind of voices in your head that you can hear. And we all do. I'm pretty sure that we all of us have that little bitch in our head who was always holding us back. So that's your shadow side, that's your ego. So when you really, really need a new car, you need this, you need that, you need to show people that I have this, I need to show people I have that, that's your ego. And we need to try to face our ego, so that's shadow work. And basically, like, all of us create our shadow side throughout our life because of trauma we're going through, and the trauma is being most of the time caused because of our parents, our, I don't know, classmates when we little tiny kids. Oh, he's back! Can you see him? Oh, that is funny. Yeah. So we kind of need to face our shadow side. And again, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I always wanted to do the shadow work stuff, but I never really knew like what to do and how to start. And one day I was scrolling through my TikTok, and this girl came up as a recommended, and she started doing a 30-day shadow work challenge. And so basically she's asking questions every single day, and they are just so amazing. Like, honestly, like when you do shadow work, you need to be on your own, you need to be in a quiet room, be in a park. Like, I'm going to do the rest of my shadow work today because it's just amazing here. And just get a notebook, write down the questions, and then write down your answers. This is me doing a thumbnail. Yeah, so I started doing this challenge, and basically I'm probably going to read a couple of the first ones that she did, and it's just, honestly, I discovered so many things about myself, and I'm only at day 15, so I haven't even done the whole thing. And I realized, why am I on the way I am? So there is a lot of things that you will discover about yourself. Like, there is things that you don't realize that really hurt you when you were a kid. And you will understand why you're doing things, why you're reacting to things in a way. You can essentially like face your traumas you had in your childhood. There was days when I was crying. There were days when I was laughing. There were days when I was just like, I had just a big like wow moment when I was just like, oh my god, like this is literally why I'm like that. This is literally why you can connect things like, why do you have a problem with eating, for example? I know now, why do I have a problem with eating? You can you realize why you might not trust people, why you acting in a certain way when people are in a certain way towards you. And I think it's just an amazing thing to do. So basically the very first day she had 4 questions. So I think I'm going to read the first 5 days, and just so you have an idea like what shadow work is. So the very first day, the first question was, what emotion do you think you try to avoid? And why are you scared to feel it? In what situation do you tend to feel these emotions come in? What do you think will happen if you feel them? And so it's obviously like different for everyone. I actually said that I feel the emotion I try to avoid is feeling unworthy, and I have a lot of the times when I don't feel that I'm good enough. And when you discover that feeling that you're scared of, then you start thinking about other things. And the next couple of days she was asking other questions, and then a lot of these questions together kind of made me realize things. So the second day she was asking, what was one time when you felt wronged as a child? How has this affected you into adulthood? How will this continue to affect you if it's unchanged? So they're quite deep questions in my opinion. Day 3 was, what are your parents' or guardians' core values? Do you believe you hold these values? In what ways do you differ or align to them? Do you strongly disagree with any? Why so? Day 4 is, what negative traits do you see in your parents? How did it make you feel when you realized them, that they are not perfect? Do you feel that you possess any of these traits? How does that make you feel? And then day 5, what's your definition of failure? How does it make you feel? Are you afraid of it? If so, why? How do your parents and the closest to you act towards failure? So that's literally going to be the last day I'm going to read. There is 30 days. I'm currently at day 15, which is, I'm going to just tell you that one, which is basically you have to write a letter to your younger self. And honestly, there were days when I was literally crying. I was like, done. But I felt amazing after. So I think it's very, very beneficial for you to do. I will link it down below in the description. And I really feel like if you're struggling, even if you're not struggling, I think it's just really, really good to understand yourself, understand why you're doing things, and why you acting the way you are, and what's missing from your life, and then why can you not get certain things. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to do. So I really feel like everybody should do shadow work. It's literally therapy for you for free. And her TikTok is just amazing. So the link is down in the description. And yeah, so like I don't really want to like carry on talking about this because I've been talking for a long time. I'm gonna do my day 15, and I think she's already uploaded the questions till day 18. Probably by the time you see this video, it's gonna be all uploaded, and maybe like the challenge is ended, but it's never too late to start. Like all her questions and everything are all there. So yeah, so if you haven't done shadow work and you fancy doing it, link is down in the description. And that was my little story. Make sure you spend time in nature, make sure you meditate. I really feel like we need to look after our mental health, not just our physical. So just because you eat healthy and go to the gym, that doesn't mean you're going to be happy, because I feel like until you sort things out here and here, you're never going to be healthy. You're never going to feel good about yourself. You know, it's never going to be enough. So I just feel like you need to sort out first everything and feelings in your head, in your heart, and you need to start loving yourself. You need to start loving what we have in earth and what we have in our lives, because we only have one life. We only live for whatever long. And I just feel like we need to stop limiting ourselves and just feel sorry for ourselves. So yeah, try to heal as much as you can. Literally, if you don't do it for yourself, no one's going to do it for you. You're just going to have a miserable life. Just make sure that you enjoy, and I'll shut up now. I'm gonna do my shadow work, and I've probably a little bit of suntan, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.